We are just a few weeks away from Streets of New Capenna beginning previews, and we've gotten a little trickle of information so far, and there's a little group of cards that we've put together here that we think should be on your radar.
Angels, demons, the video starts right now. Highest level of gratitude to our patrons who power the channel through Patreon. Check out the Patreon link in the description to learn about monthly giveaways, VIP Discord access, and even our official playmat. Hello and welcome to The Day.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
I'm Jake.
I'm Joel. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. We are going to begin our Streets of New Capenna coverage. Seems like we've just closed the book on Neon Dynasty. We may even have a couple of videos left to come out. I'm trying to think of our release schedule about Neon Dynasty, but in this one, we're talking about New Capenna.
And something that you need to know about this, as of the filming of this video, New Capenna is still 2 weeks out from previews as of right now. So, depending on when you watch this, there might be more information. You might be like, guys, that card is in the set. We get it. That's how time works, and things happen based on how and where we go on the timeline of life. If you do enjoy these videos, click like and subscribe. That's a great way to support the channel. We have angels, demons, cards that are relevant to these two different tribes. Joel, we have so much to talk about, and I don't think we need to waste any more time. Shout out to Dragon Shield, our sponsor.
If you want to shop Dragon Shield products, look at the link in the description below. You'll be directly helping the channel. Jake, let's take to the streets. All right, angels and demons. Jake, let's start with some demons. What we've got here is we've got 13 cards that you generally need to be aware of. Some of these may get reprinted. A lot of these probably won't. But if we do see significant commander tribal support for angels or demons, this video is going to show you a lot of cards that are probably going to raise in price if they already haven't started doing that.
So these cards can either show up in a secret layer, they might show up in the set themselves. Like, one thing that we need to keep in mind is a bunch of commander decks are going to come out around New Capenna. Is that correct, Joel? Essentially, our commander, we know that when 5 commander decks go out, the community just starts to go crazy. So let's go ahead and talk about Archfiend of Despair. 2 black, 6 other for a flying. Your opponents can't gain life. Pretty big ability there on the card. Again, this casting cost is high, but it is a 6/6, and it says at the beginning of each end step, each opponent loses life equal to the life that player lost this turn. So this is a big, beefy, strong demon. Came out of Battle Bond here.
You're looking at a card that is wound reflection, like stapled on to a big flying threat that also prevents life gain, which is a huge mechanic in a lot of decks, especially angel decks. So look at this as like not only fantastic demon tech, but it's anti-angel tech at the same time.
And it is for your opponents, so that is not affecting you.
Exactly, so you can continue to gain the life. This has only been printed in Battle Bond. It's a $45 card. There's a host of cards from Battle Bond like Archfiend that need reprints before their price is going to be regulated a little bit. Jake, I could see this being... I can't even
believe it's a $45 card. I don't mean to cut you off, but it's just wild to me that it's $45. That mana value, not being able to cheat it out, like I would understand if it had Delve or Improvise or some sort of way to like cheat that cost out, but like
for sure
8.
But it doesn't have it built in, Jake. But look at the new ninjutsu commander that can cheat out any giant creature with ninjutsu. Look at any madness strategy that's going to let you pitch this from your hand early, and for 1 black mana reanimate it right onto the battlefield. So this is the kind of creature with enough abilities, avoidance, good power, and toughness. Regardless of the CMC, you're gonna get a big effect out of it. Jake, here we got one of the OGs, Ikoria of the Vast, a black, a white, a red, and 1 other for a 2/2 human cleric. It flies, and it says whenever it attacks an opponent, you can put an angel, demon, or dragon creature card from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking that opponent. Ikoria has only ever been printed in Commander 2011 and Double Masters. Ikoria is a $23 commander to this day for the cheapest acquirable near mint copy. This is the kind of card that when a set comes out that's got angels and demons, and we've seen the focus on dragons in sets like Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, which we know is getting like a little second part 2 with Commander Legends 2 later this year. Ikoria of the Vast Jake, sans a reprint, this is the kind of commander that could really pop as people want to play these new cards.
One thing that's interesting about this card is it's in that sweet spot as far as the price point goes that puts it right in prime range for Secret Lair, just in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
It is like primed to be the like showcase card in a Secret Lair drop. They could put this alongside a cool demon, alongside a cool angel, alongside a cool dragon,
Done.
for example.
Yeah, your Secret Lair is there.
Secret Lair is done, and you give it some banging new art, and then we make a review about it, about how it's only a $20-something card on the secondary market, and how the Secret Lair makes perfect sense because they put a $7 demon, a $5 angel, and a $3 dragon in it, and then boom, you got a Secret Lair ready to go. Yeah, I think the card is fine. I think it's strong. I don't think this card shows up in the set. Like, straight up. No way this shows up in New Capenna. But I definitely think if I were on the Secret Lair team, I would be thinking about, hey, Ikoria seems like it could be relevant.
This is a card for sure that I don't think we'll see in the set either, but I do see the price of this one being affected by all of this ancillary angel and demon stuff that's going to be happening. So I thought it was relevant to mention what is already getting up into the mid-20s.
Shout out to Double Master's showcase version of that Ikoria, for example. Keep an eye on that. Lord of the Void here, 3 black, 4 other for 7/7 flyer, and I know that this card is expensive too. Whenever Lord of the Void deals combat damage to a player, exile the top 7 cards of that player's library, then put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield under your control. Just value, value, value. Anybody who likes demons is going to want this card. It's a very strong demon.
Yeah, you know, in a set that's focused on just a few tribes, we're gonna have some mana cost reducers in that. Lord of the Void, recently the price has been driven by those cheaters, you know, ninjutsu being able to cheat the creature in, any amount of reanimate strategy. It's only been printed once in Gatecrash. It's a $20 mythic because of that fact. And so this is the kind of card that, you know, if you could cast it for 6 or 5, if something's reducing the casting cost of demons by 1 or 2, this one suddenly becomes that much more of a threat in a demon deck should we get a dedicated demon commander of some kind. Sower of Discord's the same way. 6 mana, 6/6 flyer, enters the battlefield. You choose 2 players. Whenever damage is dealt to one of the chosen players, the other chosen player also loses that much life. Very mechanical commander ability here. This is exactly what you want to look for. Commander 2018 is our only printing of this. This one is only an $8 card right now, but again, anything that's cheating demons out, anything that's got demon tribal built into it is going to start turning this 6/6 for 6 with commander card written all over it in this ability. This is the kind of card that if they don't reprint it, becomes $15 or $20 almost immediately.
Yeah, you're going to have a wave of demon and angel buyouts. I mean, that's essentially like what happens is the hive mind, whenever something comes out, everybody has this eureka moment, right? Where they're like, oh my God, I've just discovered demons also came out of the commander deck that's coming out. So what they do is they're like, oh my gosh, I have to go buy all of the demon cards. And then they all think they've figured it out. But what happens is the price does go up. Pretty crazy card. Anything like this that is fun. Next, we have the Prince of Thralls.
The mana cost here is ridiculous, but we do know that this shard is going to be in New Capenna. That's already been confirmed.
That is true.
You've got a demon here that could potentially be reprinted in this set, because look, this is from Shards of Alara. It's only ever been printed in Shards of Alara. $6 mythic from that set, but it's an 8 mana 7/7. But none of this ability, Jake, has any sort of like Shards keywords on it, keywords that can't be printed in any other set. It's just whenever a permanent an opponent controls is put into a graveyard, you get to put that on the battlefield under your control unless they pay 3 life.
Yeah, so they're obviously going to pay that 3 life for any of the big splashy stuff, but expect to get, you know, random other stuff. You know, maybe if they can't pay all that life, you're definitely going to be getting some stuff under your control. I think this card is really fun. It's very casual, and I think it's just a nice big splashy spell. It's one of those cards. What is the price that you have on this one, Joel?
$6.
So yeah, even a card that's extremely high costed at 8 mana value, 7/7, it has value because of scarcity.
This demon doesn't even have flying or trample, and it's a $6 mythic because of its scarcity. As we get down to the end of our demon list, before we flip over to our angel list, you'll notice the cards are going down in price, but that's because we're getting into stuff that's been printed more recently or has a little less application. Not Villas, though. Villas has got a ton of application. It's just been recently printed in Core 2020. This is a $5 rare. 8 mana for an 8/8 that lets you pay 2 life to give a creature -1, and whenever you lose life, you draw that many cards. Pay 1, draw 2. Also, a creature gets -1/-1. Yeah, this is enormous. If you can reduce this cost or cheat this in, yeah, it's great.
Anything that's going to give you the ability to have velocity with a built-in removal outlet, you know, you build around that life lost, make it to where you can gain life, you know, get some good lifelink going in there. You're in the right color for it. The card is very, very, very strong, even though it's a high cost. Once you resolve it, it must be removed.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Jake, let's wrap up here with a card that's not a demon, but kind of.
It's demon-centric, right? So we have Obnixilis of the Black Oath. It's 2 black, 3 other for a 3 loyalty planeswalker, and it has creature built into it. It has a go wide built into it. Put a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying onto the battlefield, you lose 2 life. And then if you are able to protect it when it goes down to 1 loyalty, you can uptick it to 2. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain life equal to the life lost this way. That is each opponent. This card is built for a commander setting, which makes it very strong. And then it does have that ultimate there. If you get there, you get an emblem with 1 black and 1 other. Sacrifice a creature, you gain X life, and you draw X cards, where X is the sacrifice creature's power. So once you get there, if you do not win, you are in trouble and you have not built your deck correctly. You know, this is kind of the litmus test for us with Planeswalkers is, does it have a built-in way to protect itself? And it absolutely does. This card maybe has the best token built into it as far as not being ultimate related. Being able to make a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying, I mean, that's going to block any angel tokens. It's just going to smite those 4/4s, just kill them. This demon is very, very strong and must be removed, and it is a very good blocker for Obnixilis. That way you can uptick it back to 2 and keep the pain train moving.
I think it's also relevant that Obnixilis can be your commander, a planeswalker out of the command zone. Not normally the strongest thing, but when you've got a set that's focused on demons, somebody will be looking for a commander for their demon deck. And at only $6 because of its single printing in Commander 2014, this is the kind of commander for mono black demons that people will start looking for. Its floor is 5 mana for a 5/5 demon creature token with flying. After that, you're only in Value Town, plus you can play it out of the command zone. So it could be very strong as this tribe gets more support. Jake, let's rotate over into Angels. What do you say? Let's start with a reserve list card. What do you say? Let's freak everybody out. This one's not going to get reprinted, and we know it. This card is from Urza's Legacy. It's a $27 reserve list rare, and it is a 5 mana 3/3 flyer that, yes, does count as an angel. Attacking does not cause it to tap, aka Vigilance, and it gets +1/+1 for each other creature with flying in play. In a angel flying centric deck, this is a Vigilant flyer that adds to your angel tribe and becomes +1/+1 powerful for each other flyer you've got. This is a very strong card.
Yeah, it gets better and better, and it does not, like, here's the thing. If it's not built into an angel deck, this card is just absolutely junk.
Irrelevant.
It's trash and irrelevant. Any type of deck where flying matters, this card is really going to soar.
Oh,
see what I did there?
Radiant as a reserve list card is one that should be on your radar as we potentially get angel tribal support. Jake, Resplendent Angel for me, even though it was just printed in M19, still on the same list as far as very relevant.
Now talk about a card that costs 2 mana less than the previous card we talked about. That is just about 10 times more powerful than it. 3 mana value for a 3/3 flyer here, Angel. At the beginning of each end step, if you gain 5 or more life this turn, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance. And hey, look, it has the life gain built into it. If you get to 3 white and 3 other, until end of turn, Resplendent Angel gets +2/+2 and gains lifelink. So it's got everything it needs in order to fulfill its ability. Yeah, very strong card here. And anything that goes wide, I have to kill it. This is absolutely must kill.
Brutal. Yeah. Only ever printed in core set 19. That is why it's a $22 card, due to scarcity. Also due to the fact that it's not just a commander playable card. This has had functionality in constructed 60 card constructed formats. So unless we see a reprint of this one, which I think that we could, this has been in standard fairly recently and, you know, wasn't breaking anything. Obviously, there will be more Angel tribal support, but this is just a fantastic Angel card. It's not specifically synergizing with only Angels. This is a great card that happens to be an Angel, so it's definitely going to fill a great role in the deck if Angels become a commander.
Itself, right?
Right.
It's
100%.
Just like it's its own best friend.
Yeah. At $14, we've got Archangel of Tithes from Magic Origins. Only printing of this card. It is 3 white, 1 other, so you're looking for an Angel tribal application here that's not as many colors. This is like a 2-color Angel card for sure.
Black,
you want
white,
this to
maybe?
be black, white. Right, exactly. It's got flying. It's a 3/5. As long as it's untapped, creatures can't attack you or planeswalkers you control unless their controller pays 1 for each of them. So a little ghostly prison action going on. And then as long as Archangel of Tithes is attacking, creatures can't block unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. Jake, I have seen taxes like this be so brutal. If you're just tapped out, there's nothing you can do. Suddenly, everything is unblockable. I've seen Goblin decks play cards like War Cadence that's going to say creatures can't block unless they pay X and just activate it for 2 mana. Done and done. You're tapped out. All my stuff's unblockable now. Archangel of Tithes is kind of the same thing, but for a flying Angel deck.
Yeah, taxes and stacks, man. Like, this is one of those cards that fits into that strategy, and you know that when they do, when a card does fit into that strategy, it just becomes so desirable. Anything that's pesky like this, mana restrictive, cards like this shine in Commander. I just did a video and I'm talking about how I love Ghostly Prison and Propaganda. You know, this fits right alongside cards like those. So whether you put it into a black-white or a blue-white, something like that, the card is very, very strong.
Yep, absolutely it is. Here's another strong one, and it's your favorite type of card.
Yes, my favorite permanent type, enchantments. Lumenarch Ascension. This card is a throwback, man. This originally came out in Zendikar, man. This was where we started. At least when I started and really got into Magic in a big way. 1 white, 1 other for an enchantment. At the beginning of each opponent's end step, if you didn't lose life this turn, you may put a quest counter on Lumenarch Ascension. And then for 1 white and 1 other, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying. Activate this ability only if Lumenarch Ascension has 4 or more quest counters on it. So if you get those quest counters on there and proliferate them up, or if you just resolve this, for example, on turn 2, you're probably not going to have a hard time getting those counters, and then you're going to have an enchantment that's a mana sink that's just going to allow you to... I mean, why would you even play any other card in your deck if you can, for 2 mana, just make 4/4 flyers, right?
Yeah, I've been in that situation that you're describing where this comes down early, nobody can do any damage to you, it gets quest counters so fast, and then, yeah, you just draw a card, dump all your mana into 4/4s, pass. Draw a card, dump all your mana into 4/4s, pass. They have to answer this. 4/4s with flying for 2 mana on repeat. It's unbelievable. This card was more expensive before Masters 25 came out. It's still a $10 card though. This has had a significant reprint in a fairly recent set with Masters 25. It was a few years back now, but $10 for an enchantment, this is still relevant, and I know it'll tick up if people want to play Angels and it doesn't get a reprint somewhere around here.
Yeah, and what's crazy, and just for a little bit of history here, Commander was in its infancy in 2009 when Zendikar came out. Like, people were just tinkering with it. We didn't get an official sanctioned Commander product until 2011 when we were talking about earlier with Kalia. So this card came out like well before, like the thought behind this was, okay, each turn, you know, I'm going to pass to my opponent, and when they pass, I'm going to get a quest counter.
Right.
The thought of this being able to just pass through multiple opponents' end step after you've made a 2 mana investment in a 4-person format is just bonkers, and that's why the card is crazy in Commander, is you can just get those counters so quickly.
Oh yeah. Card number 12 I want to look at, Jake, is The last legendary creature on the list. We've got one more card to talk about after this, but Lyra Dawnbringer.
Hey,
we saw
it's
this
Dominaria.
first. Yeah, I was going to say we saw this first in Dominaria, and this mythic is still holding a $10 price point because, yeesh, flying, first strike, lifelink, 5/5, 5 mana. That's all just ridiculous. And then Angel Tribal, you serious? It's going to give all your angels +1/+1 in lifelink? This card, if it does not get a reprint and we see any sort of Angel Tribal commander thing emerge, this card's going to go way up.
Yeah, this is like best friends with Baneslayer Angel, you know?
Yeah.
This card is just absolutely nuts. And in Commander, you know, legendary creatures, they thrive there. It doesn't matter what they do. You know, it's like just jam them in. This is one of the best angels, hands down.
Absolutely. And at only $10, it's very acquirable right now. But I can't speak too much for what the price will be doing over the next 4 or 5 weeks as we see the set. Jake, Sarah the Benevolent, we're going to end on an Angel Planeswalker the same way we ended on kind of a Demon Planeswalker. This is the Angel Planeswalker, right?
Yes, 2 white, 2 other for a 4 loyalty legendary Planeswalker. Sarah has a nice +2 on it. Like the Ob Nixilis, it does have creatures built in. It has +2 here. Creatures you control with flying get +1/+1 until end of turn. It's pretty sweet, right? For a +2 ability. And then it does have that -3, create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance. And then it has this -6 that's going to give you an emblem as well. If you control a creature, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. So if you get to that emblem, that's very annoying. You have to make sure that you remove all the creatures before you can kill. But yeah, anything, again, that has creatures built into it. A Planeswalker that can come down for 4, make a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance, and then protect the 1 loyalty walker until we can get to that +2 is very strong. But like I said earlier, the Ob Nixilis, it makes demons, and it's just killing all of these angels in the air. So yeah, there's an argument for demons are stronger.
I like the creature creation being power relevant to the CMC. Again, like Ob Nixilis, the Floor of Sarah is a 4/4 flying creature that can protect it perfectly for 4 mana. So you're breaking even on your value regardless of if this gets aced, and any more value you get out of Sarah is just gravy. $9 for Sarah the Benevolent right now. This is a Modern Horizons only card. It's only printed there, but I do think it'll see uptick if we get an Angel Tribal thing going. Those are the Commander relevant cards that we think are going to see some sort of price movement based on Streets of New Capenna, at least with the information that we've got right now.
That's right. So we have made some picks. What do you think we missed? What do you think is going to get better or worse? One card that comes to mind whenever new tribes are given synergy is Maskwood Nexus. There's something about that card, just the fact that it makes changelings. Over the years, it's just going to get better and better. So anything with like changeling or something like that is always going to get better as new tribes come out too. So shout out to changelings.
Secret card number 14 on the list. If you like the video at all, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It lets us know to make more like this. Other than that, Jake, I'm tapped out.
I'm going to go get some dinner, and just you wait. It's going to be an angelic feast with demonic proportions. I wrote that joke